The End of Kodak, a philosophical reflection on innovation and legacy. In the world of business, some companies rise to unimaginable heights, only to eventually fall from grace. Few stories are as striking and instructive as that of Kodak, a name once synonymous with photography. At its peak, Kodak was an empire that dominated the photography industry, with its iconic yellow boxes of film seen everywhere from family photo albums to professional studios. Yet, despite its immense success, Kodak eventually became a symbol of obsolescence. This fall from power raises profound questions not just about business, but about the nature of innovation, progress, and the limits of legacy. What happened to Kodak? Why did a company that had the world at its feet ultimately collapse? And what can we learn from its demise, especially from a philosophical perspective? To understand Kodak's downfall, we must first consider the philosophy of technology. According to Martin Heidegger, technology is not merely a tool we use, it shapes our understanding of the world. Heidegger argues that our relationship with technology is one of revealing and concealing. While technology reveals new possibilities, it also hides other ways of being. Kodak, for decades, was at the forefront of revealing the world of photography to the masses. It made photography accessible, democratizing the art form. Yet, as digital technology emerged, Kodak's failure to adapt revealed a fundamental flaw in its approach. It had become too invested in the old ways, too attached to its film-based technology, and thus was unable to embrace the digital revolution. The company was unable to adapt to a new paradigm that demanded a different way of thinking, a shift from film to pixels. This brings us to another important philosophical concept: path dependence. Path dependence suggests that decisions made in the past constrain the choices available in the present and future. In Kodak's case, the company's dominance in the film industry created a strong, entrenched path. The company's identity was built around the idea that film photography was the only way to capture and preserve memories. This attachment to its legacy created a kind of inertia, a resistance to change that ultimately led to Kodak's downfall. It couldn't see beyond the film. It couldn't fathom a world where digital photography would replace the traditional film roll. By the time Kodak did attempt to pivot to digital technology, it was too late. The market was already saturated with other players, and Kodak's reputation as the film giant hindered its efforts to establish itself as a leader in the digital realm. The story of Kodak's failure can also be understood through the lens of the philosophy of progress. Philosophers like Friedrich Hegel and Karl Marx believed that history unfolds in a dialectical manner, where each phase of development gives rise to its opposite, leading to a higher stage of understanding. In the case of Kodak, the dialectic of technological progress unfolded in a way that Kodak could not reconcile. The rise of digital photography was the antithesis to Kodak's film-based model, and instead of synthesizing these two worlds, Kodak chose to ignore the emerging digital reality. Kodak's inability to embrace change ultimately led to its demise. This conflict between tradition and innovation, between the old and the new, is something that has played out across various industries throughout history. Kodak's downfall serves as a stark reminder that progress is inevitable, and those who fail to evolve with it risk being left behind. From a more existential perspective, the rise and fall of Kodak forces us to confront the nature of human existence in a rapidly changing world. The philosopher Soren Kierkegaard emphasized the importance of the leap of faith in embracing the unknown. Kodak, on some level, had to take that leap into the unknown world of digital photography, but it failed to do so. It clung to its established identity, afraid to embrace a new form of reality. Kierkegaard's existentialism suggests that we must constantly reinvent ourselves in the face of an uncertain future, but Kodak's refusal to take risks, to make that leap of faith, led to its eventual collapse. In a world where change is constant, the inability to adapt, to let go of the past, is a fatal flaw. Kodak's downfall is not just a business lesson, it's a philosophical cautionary tale. It challenges us to think about our own relationship with technology, our own attachments to the past, and our ability to embrace change. How often do we, like Kodak, find ourselves unable to move forward because we are too rooted in the way things have always been? How often do we resist the unknown, even when it holds the key to our future? As we reflect on Kodak's end, we must also consider the nature of legacy. In a world driven by rapid innovation, what does it mean to leave a legacy? Is it enough to have once been great, or is true legacy about adapting, evolving, and continuing to make an impact in new ways? Kodak's legacy is undoubtedly rich, but it is also a cautionary tale of what happens when a company or an individual fails to adapt to the changing tides of history. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about the nature of progress and the price of stagnation. As we look forward, we must ask ourselves, can we learn from Kodak's mistakes? Are we ready to embrace the future, even if it means letting go of what we know? And most importantly, what does the end of Kodak teach us about our own place in an ever-evolving world? These questions invite us to reflect on the fragile nature of success and the importance of adaptability. The end of Kodak is not just the end of a company. It's a philosophical reminder that innovation is not just about creating new things, but about knowing when to evolve and when to let go. So, as we move forward in our own lives, let us ask ourselves, are we prepared to adapt to the inevitable changes that come our way? Or will we too become a relic of the past, unable to move with the times? The choice is ours. If you're not subscribing to the Yusufi channel, you're probably never going to see us again. But if you are, then congratulations, you're learning something new every day.